Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Welcome to all the guests. Choshevi guests. I want to show you, when I came into the base measure, I was a little surprised. I didn't know about this beforehand. To the Hebrew shir, a little clip of what it looked like with, they brought a live musician.
It's so subtle.
It's another way of going. Like Magachi goes like this. They sing really loud. Look at that blue shirt with the chassid. No, it's not even a quarter. Boy, say, listen to this. In one day, all the satellite locations. Hollywood, Florida moves into the MDY Share trailer, brand new. There it is. Cleveland, Ohio, new satellite Share watch location launching today in Cleveland Heights. The B&H location, which has been going on for a while because of outside, the people that don't work in B&H wanted to come and join the share, so they made it in a more accessible location. And there's a brand new location in Rehovot. I guess they moved to the Lev La'achim building, which is a guy by the name of Yehuda Schwartz who married my first cousin. They live in Rehovot, so he gave them the place. And in Rechasim, every morning, the 6 guys that watch the shir in the morning in Hebrew. Hi, Belly. I love this guy. He talks like a 70-year-old. It's Shaya Freilacher. I was going to be Messiah with the Zar and Hoyers for my bar mitzvah a few months ago. Attached is a picture of the Siyum. Today is my 220th day of Daf Yomi. MDY made me into a new person. I'm now a person who learns every day, no matter how hard it is. I'm now a consistent person, says this 13-year-old. He's a consistent person. I would like to thank Rebelli and the whole MDY team for making the Daf Geshmak and the highlight of my day. The highlight of his day. An absolute blast at the Shabbaton. Attached is also a picture of me with Rebelli and your Talmud forever. Shire Freilacher. Yeah, I didn't forget. I caught my father learning the Daf right before his daughter's chasana. What were the parentheses? Oh, I previously wrote an email about how I bumped into Hil Kamiansky. I previously wrote an email, so I skipped it. Oh, you're like in 2 emails today, I think. So he brought this guy, he brought the guy behind him, and Benny, of course. Meir Planka. I caught my father learning the Daf right before his daughter's chasana. My youngest sister, Dalia. Mazel Tov, Dad. This kid is very gishmak. He has a very good voice. We're going to put him in the MDY choir, Be'ez Hashem. Check this out. Maybe make the volume louder, just for this kid. And he has good shtick. No? It's not good enough for your choir? I see you putting your head down. Hi, Rebelli. We were in Costa Rica, but he had a good shtick. It's time to join MD. No. Rabid. Have a schmooze with him, please. We were in Costa Rica for yeshiva break and went out on a boat tour looking for monkeys. We were going back and forth. Not a monkey to be seen, not a monkey to be found. Oh, that's like Dr. Seuss. Just happen now. Not a monkey to be seen, not a monkey to be found. Marvin K. Mooney, will you please come? At some point, I reminded myself of the story you shared about the Safari in Africa, where you guys said you make a donation to see a chase a kill. It also reminded me of the Baal Shem Tov story about saying over a story as a schos. So I said the story over to my family and said it out loud, and the schos of saying the story, we should see a monkey. 2 or 3 minutes passed, nothing. Then I said, okay, fine, I'll give a donation to MDY if we see a monkey. Another 2 or 3 minutes, still nothing. Then my 13-year-old pops up and says, I'll give $100 to MDY. He's currently learning the daf. Within 2 minutes, it was like a switch flipped. Out of nowhere, there must have been 50 monkeys jumping out of the tree, surrounding us, climbing, literally on top of us. Total chaos, total simcha, a lot of fun. I'll add one more personal nekuda. I'm currently doing the dafs in Sukkah, Daf Gimel. Yes, not Daf Beis. Thanks to my brother, Ben Kiss from Cleveland. Huge shout out to him. That time, I hadn't really learned in probably 15 years since yeshiva. I made my first team on Masechta Sukkah. Shkoyach, and thank you for all that you do. Chazak, Sendi Kiss. Rabbi said maybe you like it.
Send me that one.
Okay. Rabbi, I'm just asking that the Olam will be quiet now during these next few minutes. No ha'aras. I want to say this once, and I'm going to try to save this year 3-4 minutes every day. I'm going to record it once, and we're going to play it throughout the whole month. The official edition MDY Shas Masechta by the Iranian Levi families, Perek Anonymous, Lili Nishma Zachariah Ben Moshe Daf, Jacob Gindi, health and atzlach and everything for my wonderful family. Masechta sponsor David Salomon. Dedicated memory of Avi Marib Shmuel Baruch Ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Doiz Zechron Levracha. Masechta sponsors Joel Gedalis, Lili Nishmas, my father Jack Gedalis. Anonymous, Haslacha Baruch Nis Uvagashmis, the Palchik Family Foundation, Lezech Nishmas Harav Agoy Reb Shlomi Palchik, the Metchetzer Ilui. Anonymous, Refuah Shlema LaMoshe Ben Izaha. Anonymous, for a complete Refuah Shlema and Arichas Yom Talea Bas Esther, Yisrael and Malki. Toili Torah's Picho Malfi Zav Chesed. We're so proud of you, Yaakov Mordechai. Keep steiging. Send the Grossen family. Canby Island, UK, in honor of Rebelli, who changed my meaning of life. Plenty Almighty. Yossi, Mark, and Benny, and all the Oiskim B'Tzorchi MDY. Akash Baruch Hu Shalom Scharim. Monthly sponsors: Ari Simon, Refuah Shlema Avi Mori Baruch Ben Miriam, Jamie Azulai, Refuah Shlema Esther Bas Luna, Moshe Aaron, and Miriam Landy. Hoidel Hashem Kitov. Kilo Olam Chazdo, anonymous, L'Refuah Shlema Naftali Herzben Henya Leah, hidden tzaddik in our generation. Anonymous in memory of Mazal Bat Leah B'Sanada and Hiskia. Anonymous, l'schus a verdict that is good in an open and revealed way. For Yosef Mordechai ben Bat Leah, Yehudis and Yehuda Lewis as a schus for everyone in need of a shidduch. Amen. Anonymous for the merit of Michal Ben Yisrael Yosef's success and blessing in all areas of life. Sprinzin Allen Gross. L'Nishmat Shlomo Zalman ben Yitzchok Isaac ben Yomen Isaac ben Tzvi Hirsch HaKoyer for Shlema Yehonatan Eitan ben Besheva Bracha. Anonymous for the merit of Refuah Shlema from Malka Bas Chaya, Centers.com, helping Yidden David Tzibor with pop-up minyanim anywhere worldwide. Lili Nishmas, Chaim Shalom Ben Betzalel. Weekly sponsors, Alex, Abby, and Rivka Sarugo, to Isaac and Diana Benmurgi. Your love and support mean everything to us. We love you. Tzvi and Sarah Corlin, Refuah Shlema, Rivka Naomi, Bas Elisheva Batya. These are the daily sponsors. So Nachamal, daily sponsors, Tzvi and Sarah Corlin, Refuah Shlema, Rivka, Naomi, Bas Elisheva Batya. Sprinzi and Alan Gross again, in memory of the yahrzeit of her aunt, Yehudit Ziegler, Oleh Shalom, Yehudis Bas Shalom Meir, who's here in the room today. Alan Gross is here with us. Dov Eisenberger, turning 55, to my kids, all I want is for you to listen to 2 days daf. Speed 1.3 is okay. That's all you have to give the guy for his birthday. Dov Eisenberger, to my kids, all I want for you. Unbelievable. Gedalia Miller for the success of the KesherNafshi.org annual campaign. Anonymous, Refuah Shlema, Rivka Bas Gittel, young mother who just gave birth and is in critical condition. She should have a Refuah Shlema. And this goes for the entire month. MDY Art, month. Yosef ben Chai Sar for Parnassah Berevach. Refuah Shlema Yonatan Eitan ben Besheva Bracha. Refuah Shlema Mordechai ben Esther. Refuah Hayeled Daniel Zev ben Hayeled Esther. hopefully we could cut some of it out from the shear. Oh, Shalom Aleichem, what's your name again?
Yaakov Searle.
Oh, you were here before, no?
I was here before.
Oh, Shalom Aleichem. Oh, who else do we have here? That's a guest? Oh, you look like a guest. Shalom Aleichem, what's your name?
Moshe Weinberg.
From?
Toronto, Canada.
Shalom Aleichem, Moshe Weinberg. And your name all the way at the end of the table over there?
I'm from Linder.
From?
Muncie.
Muncie. You're with a kid, or that kid has nothing to do with you? Oh, Shalom Aleichem, Rabbi Linda. Who else? That's it? Back in the right. Oh, what's your name?
Nehemiah Brecker from Boston.
Noch a Bostoner. You had shaykhs to the guy that was here yesterday?
He's here today.
Is he?
The guy was there a few weeks ago before Hota was my Husa. I don't know if he
Yeah, no. Everybody from Boston is a. Oh, you're here. You know that guy from Boston? To get up and look at each other, say hello. Yeah, okay. What? Boston is so large. There's probably 25 families there. Come on. What? Ah. So you knew Rabbi Savitsky. So you're always in Boston your whole life? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you're donating a table. What is the name of the place called?
The name of the place, Young Israel Jamaica States, February 18th.
Young Israel Jamaica States, February 18th.
And we're giving a table to Chaim.
The Paris Chaim Levine, so you could do Gemaras.
$500 table.
Gewaldig. Shkoyach. Okay, we're going to learn some Torah now.
Thank you, Reverend.
We're in the middle of a loy. Loy with an aleph. Said yesterday, I gave my chavrusa Musar a long time ago. A lot of times when I argue with him, the different stuff, even in Yonah Alma, the first thing that comes out of his mouth is no. And then I said, you're not supposed to say no. You're supposed, in order to get a guy in, psychologically, you're supposed to say, you're not supposed the no is a very bad word. He says, no, it's not true, because the Gemara always says loy. He's masking me. He said he'll try to do tshuva. So once in a while I pointed out to him. Akoponim, we had yesterday in the Mishnah, we call it achila shloi kedarka. That is, if you take the kmitza, the handful of flour from the mincha, and you're supposed to put it on the mizbeach, and instead of putting it on the mizbeach, you eat it. You say you're going to eat it. You say you're going to eat it in a day from now. Or let's say the edible stuff, the whole mincha that's left over, the shirayim, you're allowed to eat it after you put the kmitza on the mizbeach. You thought in your mind that you're going to eat it tomorrow. You're only allowed to eat it today. It's kachim. You're only allowed to eat it today. So you did something that's shaloi kedarka. The way to consume it is either on the mizbeach and you thought in your mind you're going to eat it yourself, or you're supposed to eat it yourself and you thought that the mizbeach is going to consume it. So we had a machlokes whether or not that's possible. Then we had a machlokes whether Rebbe Lezer says it's possible. Does he say it's possible d'oraisa that you at kidei kach that you get chorus? Says the Gemara. David, you're back. You weren't here yesterday, were you? Welcome back. Loi. The Kuli Alma, 2 lines from the bottom of Yudzayin of the base. By the way, we have a Geval, one of the most geschmacks to Agadatas, like such a beautiful sugi today. You're going to see what I'm talking about. Loi. The Kuli Alma, Karis Leka. When you change from a person to the Mizbeach, from a Mizbeach to a person, it's the Kmitza that's supposed to go on the Mizbeach, and you think to yourself that a human being is going to eat it. Nobody holds that this car is here. Just what? In the other thing that we spoke about yesterday, when a person thinks in his mind that he's going to leave the blood over, what's the halacha? So we have 3 shitas. Mekatza, lekatza, and smack in the middle as usual. The what? Tanakama sover b'hanach pligi, when it's shloi kedarka, when you think about the kmitza that you're going to eat it, there's a machlokes. Possible, not possible. But l'haniach, but when you're thinking about leaving the blood, now to leave blood overnight is mamish issa deraisa. But to think about leaving the blood overnight, you didn't. At the end, you didn't. You just thought about doing it. So divrei hakol kosher. There's no problem at all. Divrei hakol kosher. Review the sabah b'hanach pligi. This machlokes. This didn't change. This machlokes in the shaloi kedarka. When you think that you're going to put the kmitza, you're going to eat the kmitza when it's supposed to go on this berach. This is machlokes. Lahaniach. A second ago we said lahaniach according to everybody's kosher. Now he says lahaniach divrei hakol pasul. Oh, mekatza lekatza. According to everybody's kosher. According to everybody, to leave the blood overnight. To think in your mind you're going to leave the blood overnight. Pasul. My taima. What's the reason? Why should it be pasul? Gzeira mixas damai, or to call damai. because of all of the blood. You might think about this, all the blood. And if you do this with all the blood, it's d'oraisa. Why? The sanya. Everybody agrees that if you physically leave the blood overnight, it's possible. So therefore, so if you thought about doing it, it's also possible. Now that's the two shittas. That when it comes to thinking about leaving the blood overnight, according to everybody it's kosher, according to everybody it's possible. Comes the third shitta. Where my Vatsa Rebbe Elazar Meimar, Abezur Rebbe Elazar Poisa v'Chacham Machshirim. Even in that, we have a machlokes. One shita says according to everybody it's kosher. One shita says according to everybody it's possible. Rebbe Elazar says machlokes in blood, thinking about blood overnight. V'sa asked the Gemara, V'savar Rebbe Yehuda Laniach. Now we're going into the Gata. V'savar Rebbe Yehuda Laniach midamei le'machar de'ra akol pasul. Does Rebbe Yehuda really believe that if you think about leaving the blood overnight, it's according to everybody it's possible? But Tanya, Omar Rebbe. Says Rebbe, the author of the Mishnah, I went to Rebbe Elazar ben Shammua, who was one of the Asar Arugei Malchus. Lematzos midoisai means that when I pour the oil in the store, I go like this, I pour the oil, I give it a kvetch, a final squeeze, make sure there's not a single drop in there. So lematzos midoisai, Rebbe is talking about himself. I went to figure out every small little problem I ever had in Torah, to ask Rebbe Elazar ben Shammua, all my little issues in learning. V'amri law, and some say lamatzis midois sov shor Rebbe Elazar, not his own, not Rebbe's midois, Rebbe Elazar ben Shammua's midois. In other words, Rebbe didn't go to asking questions. He went there as a talmid to a Rebbe to see maybe Rebbe Elazar ben Shammua can impart some chachma to him. Okay, so that's why he went. What happened was Motzasi Yosef Abavli Yosef Lefanav. I went and I found Yosef Abavli. And by the way, Stam is a side thing. He has many names that we once learned in the Gemara. His name was Yosef Ish Hutzal, Yisi ben Yehuda, Yisi ben Shammua, Yisi ben this, like 7, 8 names. I call upon him. Listen to this Lashonos. This is what I'm telling you. One of the most beautiful stories there. You can never forget this Gemara. V'yachaviv loy b'yoser ad la'achas. Rebbe Elazar ben Shammua loved Yosef Abavli ad la'achas. So Tosfos says in the words, ad la'achas means to the highest degree of love that a person could love, the most. Rashi seems like he had a little bit of a different girsa, so he learns that ad la'achas means until he came to the final halacha that they had an argument in. The what do you call it? The Ben Ish Chai, the Yehuda, Ben Yoyada. Ben Yoyada says over here, he says that ad la'achas means when you love somebody because of Torah, it's the highest degree. It's a ruchnius dika love. It's not I love somebody. I love him because of ruchnius. It made me think that that's why we have such strong relationships in MDY, because a lot of our friendships that we have is a Torah friendship. We only know each other through Torah. We do the daf together. So we have the highest degree of love for each other. So it says, so he asked Rebbe Elazar ben Shammua, we asked him this question. A kohen shechs the carbon, thinking that he's going to leave the blood of this carbon until tomorrow. He didn't leave it, he thought about leaving it. We just saw a 3-way machlokes. Yes, what's the halacha? Omar loy kosher. That was like the last word on Zayin the Beis. Laniach, l'divrei akol kosher. He holds like that. No, everybody holds this kosher. Now, Yosef Abavli was not happy with this, so he goes knocking on the door. Arvis, he goes at night. He asks him the same exact question. Omar loy kosher. Nothing changed. Kosher. Shachris, he goes again in the morning. Omar loy kosher. Tzaraim, he goes in the afternoon. Omar loy kosher. Mincha, but when he goes mincha time. Omar loy kosher elo Rebbe Eliezer poisel. All of a sudden, he changes a little bit. He says it's not kosher according to everybody. This is a Rebbe Eliezer. The sheet that Rebbe Eliezer says it's possible. Says the Gemara, Tzavu Panav Shel Yosef Abavli. Yosef Abavli was super excited. You could see the simcha in his face. Omar loy, so Rebbe Eliezer ben Shammua tells him, Yosef, I've never seen you so happy. In other words, all the halachas I told you up until this date, I never saw you jump out of your seat like that. All of a sudden now you saw. So everything I told you, you don't agree with me? Amar lo, Rebbe, hey, no, don't worry about it. I agree with everything you said. So why am I so happy? El Rebbe Yehuda Apostle Shanali. I once heard Rebbe Yehuda tell me that if somebody thinks about leaving blood overnight, apostle. V'chazarti al kol talmidov, I went everywhere. I looked up and down. Ubikashli chaver v'loy matzasi. And I looked for somebody to agree with me, and I couldn't find anybody. There's a very ridiculous story about Rav Moshe Feinstein. He was at a bris, and the father of the Rachanimal gets up and gives a drasha, and he says, the Pri Megadim in Sifchotin Yudches. So Rav Moshe says, no, it's Sifchotin Chof. He says, but Rebbe, I just learned it this morning. I prepared this morning. It's Sifchotin Yudches. So Rav Moshe says, bring a Shulchan Aruch. Middle of the speech, bring a Shulchan Aruch. So this guy didn't want to embarrass Rav Moshe in front of everyone. He's going to be, you just saw it that morning. She's like, no, Rebbe, medafnish, that. He says, no, I want a Shulchan Aruch right now. Kids, so they bring the Shulchan Aruch, and they open up, and guess who's right? Rav Moshe Feinstein. So they asked him, Rebbe, why bring a Shulchan Aruch in the middle of the speech? He says, look, I'm passing with Klal Yisrael based on my memory. And if I would be off by one or two sifkatans in the Shulchan Aruch, then I can't pass anymore by memory. I told my memory, I said, this is the sifkatan, my memory is strong. You tell me that you saw it this morning, now you ma'ir my memory. Now I don't know. If you were right, now I have to be careful now how I pass it. Now I have to pass it from inside. Says Rashi over here, I heard from Rabbi Yehuda that's puzzle. I heard from you this puzzle, and no one could collaborate. This shmor that I heard. Maybe something's wrong with me. Maybe I'm losing it. I'm partially losing it. When you said Rabbi Lezer holds puzzle, I jumped out of my seat. Wow, I can continue passing halachas from memory or whatever. I'm not losing it. Achshav sheshonisa li puzzle hichzarta li avidasi. You gave me back my Aveda. I'm so excited. That's why I knocked on your door. I kept on coming back to you, and I'm, Rebbe, thank you for not throwing me out like that. Shachris, Arvis, Mincha. Lamaisa, I got what I wanted. Listen to this Lashon voice, it's unbelievable. Zolgu Einov Demoy Sharibelozim and Shamua. He started crying. The Rebbe started crying. Omar. The famous song. We're going to sing it in a second. Ashreichem Talmidei Chachamim. This is where it is. This is the source right over here. Ashreichem Talmidei Chachamim. Shedivrei Torah Chavivim Aleichem Biyoiser. I don't think I knew what the words were. I always say Chavivim Biyoiser. You know what I'm talking about? I didn't know it's Biyoiser. I thought it's B'moiser, B'mfoiser. I don't know what. Everybody knows the word besides me. Now I know it. Baruch Hashem. Thank you for singing along with me all these years. What are you laughing? You know what I'm talking about? You just move your mouth. You don't know what you're saying. Yosef, Yosef, Shedir. Rabbi says Yosef. I'm assuming that there's one or two other people, maybe in the whole world, that had the same mistake as me. So I'm just pointing it out there. Shedir Torah Chavivim Aleichem B'Yosef. He loves Torah so much. Look at his simcha. Zolgwein of Pashut started crying. Kara alav hamikra hazeh, and as the song continues. Ma ahafti sarasecha. How much I love the Torah, your Torah. Kol hayoyim sichasi. This is all I talk about day and night. By the way, who composed the famous song Ashreichem Ashreichem? Mordechai Rosen composed it while he was learning Menachos, and he didn't understand. He said, "What? Nobody ever composed a song to these words." And he started singing it, and some koil guy had a phone, and he recorded him, and then became famous. And Stam, to answer the question, he asked, how come nobody ever composed a song to this? Because no composer ever learned Menachos.
I think you have to give him the same chance.
I don't want to, now they're going to say, first he puts down all the Maggid Shurim, now he puts down all the composers. This is just a joke. It's just a joke. Talmidei Ashreichem Ashreichem. Can we take it over? Ashreichem 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 Talmidei Chachamim. Ashreichem 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 Talmidei Chachamim. Oy shedivrei Torah Chavivim Aleichem B'Yosef. Shedivrei Torah Chavivim Aleichem B'Yosef. ביוסר, איי אשריכם, תלמידי חכמים, שדברי תורה חביבים עליכם. Rabbi say, last night was the first time I think that I actually cried. I cried because he said, I don't want to show it to you. I want you to see it with everybody else. So I said, okay, I'm a Kabul. And here's the video he did for Ashreichem, Shlomo and Yoshi together.
Ashreichem, 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 Talmidei Chachomim. Ashreichem, 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 Talmidei Chachomim. Shedivrei Torah Chavivim, Aleichem beYosai. Shedivrei Torah Chavivim, Aleichem beYosai. Ashreichem, 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 Talmidei Chachomim. Ashreichem, 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 Talmidei Chachomim. Shedivrei Torah Chavivim, Aleichem beYosai. Shedivrei Torah Chavivim, Aleichem beYosai. Ay, 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 mo, 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 abiti, soiro secho, soiro secho, kol hayoim, isi, isi. Ay, 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 mo, 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 abiti, soiro secho, soiro secho, kol hayoim, isi, isi. Ashreichem, Talmidei Chachomim, Shedivrei Torah Chavivim Aleichem. Oh, Ashreichem, Talmidei Chachomim, Shedivrei
Goya. All right. Zog the Gemara. Oh, says the Gemara, Mepnei Rabbi Yehuda b'noi Rabbi Eloi. Rabbi Eloi, Talmid Rabbi Eliezer, Lefichach Shana L'cha, Mishnah Rabbi Eliezer. Who is the famous Rabbi Yehuda in Shas? Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Eloi. And Rabbi Yehuda Bar Eloi, Rabbi Eloi, is a Talmid of Rabbi Eliezer. So that's why he told you that Rabbi Eliezer holds his apostle. It's a shitas yachid. There's one person. The halacha is kosher, like I told you. Just happens to be that the reason why we're even mentioning Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Yehuda mentions Rabbi Eliezer, it's sentimental to him. Because his father was a Talmud by Rabbi Eliezer, so he talks about it. Now, we said, top of the Amud Yudches, Rabbi Yehuda Sober Banach Pligel, Hanich Divrei HaKol Pasul. According to Rabbi Yehuda, everybody says it's Pasul. Rabbi Yehuda says that according to everybody it's Pasul. Rabbi Elazar ben Shmuel says it's a Machlokes. So then what did you give back to Yosef, to Yosef Bavli? He's looking for a sheet that says that everybody holds it's Pasul. Rabbi Elazar ben Shmuel only told him it's a Machlokes. He told him it's a Machlokes. He didn't tell him that according to everybody it's Pasul. Elamai. So you have to say what Rabbi Yehuda said. Kosher v'Rabbi Eliezer poisel last name. What Rabbi Yehuda said was that it's actually machlokes, and then when Rabbi Elazar ben Shmuel said it's a machlokes, and the shittas Rabbi Eliezer, so it fit right in. So he's saying, oh, it's so chaviv. Rabbi Elazar ben Shmuel said the reason why he told it to you like this because he's his Talmud. No, it's a machlokes, and not people look to come asninon. Not because it's a Talmud, it's just a machlokes. Eloi lam divrei kol pasal last name. Rabbi Yehuda no. Rabbi Yehuda said that according to everybody it's pasal, it's not a machlokes. So why did he say, oh, thank you for returning what I was missing? At least he said that there is a shita that says possibly. The whole time he was telling him it's kosher, kosher, kosher. He knows in his mind there's a machlokes. So he didn't. You're right. He didn't say this. He just said there is a shita that holds possible. Okay, so that was enough for him to relax. Zok the Mishnah. We have also easy Mishnah, easy Gemara now. The way it works. Maybe I'll show you. I don't know if. Let's go with this. The steps of the mincha. Some of the steps. There's many steps. We're going to show you some. In the beginning, you put oil. Then you pour the flour. Then you put oil again. And then you mix it. So we have 2 oils called shemen, soilus, oil for the blila. But then there's a third oil that comes afterwards. I believe it's all the way, it's further than this. It's after it's baked and whatever, but it's a third one. It's called yitzika. So what happens if lo yotzak, he didn't do the third one. The third oil, yitzika is the third. He didn't do the third. Lo balal, or he didn't do the second one. V'lei pasas. He didn't break up. We have, where is it? Let's look at this for a second. Again, I have to make sure that the steps here are perfect. I'm not sure. Takes his sarn of flour, okay, puts it in the giant bowl that we know, the sharas. First he puts the oil. Step 1 is puts oil. Step 2 he puts flour. Step 3 he puts another oil. Now he does blila. Puts in another kli. In a nice kli. Oh, he bakes it very good. Yeah, this is good. Oh, you see? So over here, the third oil actually comes after the baking. Not like I showed you before. Okay, this is better. This is better. No, we didn't get to the yitzika yet. He bakes it. Now it's sisa. He breaks it up. He's going to break it down to pieces. That's what we're going to be talking about a little bit. How many, how big? Now he has 10 bread, so that's why there's a lot of sisim over there. It's not for 1 mincha, not so many. We're going to see in the Gemara. Oh, this is the yitzika. He puts oil over it afterwards. Givaldi. Okay, this makes a lot more sense. And then he puts what? And now he puts it, he does hagasha. He puts it on the southwest corner. And then he adds levina to it. Okay, fine.
Puts the bread on the floor?
The mincha. With
He just brings it.
He just puts it, touches the corner, yeah. Levina, and he has to do a kmitza now. He has to move all the levina to the side, do kmitza without. That's not how you do kmitza. Okay. He has to break it with his thumb and his pinky. Okay. We never saw this one? I showed it a long time. I showed it again, yeah. Oil, here's the salt on the mizbeach. There's a pile of salt there. He puts a little salt on. That's beautiful. This is basically most of the, and this is aktara. He puts it on the fire, and okay, nice flame, givaldik. V'loy pasas. He didn't bring it on. This shirayim. I don't know what they're dipping it into, but okay. V'loy malach. He didn't put the salt on. We even saw the salt. V'loy heinif. There's only 2 menachos that I know about that you do tnufa to, which are, boys, anybody remember tnufa and a milcha? Soita, shtel lechem shvuos, right? That we saw avi, and also the oimer. Okay, so it's 3. Loi higish. He didn't put it onto them. He didn't touch them as the corner of the mizbeach. Oy shepasasam pita merubais. So merubais over here does not mean like we have in Hebrew. Although the Gemara is going to try to change it. Right now, merubais means very large pieces. In other words, he broke it, but he didn't break it correctly. Which the Gemara is going to ask. It says, the third thing we said in the Mishnah is loy pasas. He didn't break it at all. So over here, he didn't break it enough. So what's the chiddush? You don't have to break it at all. So if you broke it into 2 pieces, so it's a big deal. The Gemara says that's worse. V'loy meshachan, and then there's certain karbanis like a rikikin, maybe only the rikikin, I don't know of any other, that you take oil and you smear it on, not pour, not a yitziki, you smear it on a meshicha like you do to a kain gadol. You take oil and you go like this, so you do it on the mincha. Ksheira, if you don't do these things, it's kosher. Says Gemara, Ma'lo yotzak, what does it mean not to do the third oil? Ilay Ma'lo yotzak klal, if it means that you didn't pour the oil at all, ikuva ksivba. So we have a klal in kachim. Rabbi, so what's the klal in kachim? What's the klal in kachim? That if the Torah says something twice, only in kachim, it's ma'akiv. Shana olav hakasav la'akiv, only in kachim, and we're in kachim now. We're in Menachos. We have this in Zvachim. So the Torah over here says twice the same thing. The Torah means I'm serious about this. You must do it. It says v'yatzak oleh shemen in pasuk aleph, and pasuk vav it says v'yatzak oleh shemen. So in other words, you can't get out of this. This is a ikuv. So you have to do the third oil. So what does it mean? What does it mean you didn't do it? Elo leyotzak kohen elazar. It means that a Yisrael did it, not a kohen. And if a Yisrael does it, it's okay. You makayim these psukim v'yotzak olo Hashem. Says the Gemara, Ihachi loibalal nami loibalal kohen elazar. Now the Mishnah has to flow. If the first words in the Mishnah, lo yotzak, are referring to a Yisrael doing, not that you didn't do it at all. Lo yotzak doesn't mean you didn't do it at all, because you didn't do it at all, it's mamish pasul. That's the ikuv. So it means that Yisrael did it, not a kohen. So let's go to the fourth word of the Mishnah. Lo balal would also mean the same thing. L'chayra, no? So what's the Gemara going to answer? Like Noam said yesterday. What did the Gemara say yesterday? Hakidis. Lo balal kohen elazar. So wait a minute. Haloi balal klal psula. What is the Mishnah saying? If we're continuing, if everything flows, lo yatzak means that a Yisrael did it, not a kohen. Lo balal means a Yisrael did it, not a kohen. He didn't mix it. How do you say mix dough in English? He didn't need it, but Yisrael needed it. It's not a bad one. Right? It's on a need to know basis. Because I asked what it is. He says it's on a need to know basis. He's referring to me. I'll go upon him. So you have to be medayik, a simple diuk. Why does the Mishnah say loy balal, that Yisrael did it, not a kohen? Meaning that if you didn't do it at all, pasul. Otherwise, you'd say loy balal means that you didn't do it at all. But what's one of the most famous concepts in Shas? What does that mean? We're going to see it inside. Here it is. This is the source of this famous. I say famous only because I remember it as a kid. I learned it in school and it stuck out. And you see it all the time. Vosnan, Daf Yudches Beis, Shishim Nivlalim. Shishim Echadei Nivlalim. Here it is. Beautiful picture over here. This one. There's a halacha that you can mix a mincha up to 60 Yisraelim. 60 menachos in one bowl. If you try to do 61, it's asur. Why? Because this is what's going to happen. It's going to fall all over. It's impossible. The largest bowl in the Beis Hamikdash cannot contain the flour. So if you try to mix it, it's going to fall everywhere. And if it falls everywhere, it's mamish pasul. We said that if you miss a little bit of the flour before the kmitza, it's no good. The question is, they asked the bomb question. Who cares if you can't mix it? But now we learned in the Mishnah, which Mishnah? Daf Yudches Amud Aleph, our Mishnah. It says mefurish, the fourth word, loy balal kshera. If you don't mix it, it's kosher. Now, what are the last words we said in Amud Aleph? That if loy balal pasul. That was our diuk, was that if you don't mix it, it's pasul. But it says mefurish in our Mishnah that loy balal kosher, and Reb Zera actually learns it literally. Var Reb Zera, kol haroy lebila ein bila makeves. But if you could do the bila, you just didn't want to do it. You didn't do it at the end, so that's not a problem. It's mamish in all of Shas, this idea. You have to be able to do it. If you're able to do it and you don't do it, okay, so I'll be mevater. But if you can't do it because the bowl is too small, then all of a sudden bila's makiv. Akoponim. Do you have to do bila or not? Reb Zera says you don't have to do bila. You just have to be able to be in a situation that you could do it, but you don't have to. You just were medayik from the Mishnah that loy balal is pasul. If you don't do it, it's pasul. Which one is it? Is it pasul? It's kosher. Says Gemara, Mideirio. How do you understand from our Mishnah that if you don't do bila, it's pasul? Only because you learned it from lo yatzak. The beginning of the Mishnah is talking about Yisrael, not a kohen. Yisrael did it, and not a kohen. But if you didn't do yitzik at all, it's 100% pasul. So the same thing should apply by bila. That if you don't mix it, it's pasul. No. Hakidisa. The first two words of the Mishnah are, tak, if you don't do it, it's pasul. The second two words of the Mishnah are, if you don't do it, it's kosher. When it says in the Mishnah lo yatzak, it means lo yatzak kohen elazar. It's referring to Yisrael. Lo bala, but when it says the third and fourth words in the Mishnah, it says lo bala class, talking about that he didn't do it at all. And what's halacha? Kosher. If you don't do it at all, it's kosher. Sponsors. Rabbi Isai, I'm going to say the sponsors now one time, and unfortunately, hopefully, only once a month we'll say it, maybe once a week. I don't know. We have to figure out how to do it. But I'm going to cut out the sponsors, and I hope Adar Global is not upset at me. Is it good? You don't have an issue. What? You don't have an issue. Good. He doesn't have an issue. Hopefully everyone else doesn't have it. I missed a daily sponsor. Kinnovations LLC, Lili Lishmas, our uncle, Rav Noach Weinberg, whose yard site is today. Wow. Should have an aliyah. What a chashuv uncle. So I'm going to say it now, and the Olam shouldn't be mad at me that I say sponsors. Well, you could say, I guess you could scream it out, and the editors will put it in. Turning of the Daf, Adar Global, your one-stop shop for all your financial needs. Isaac Castle, in honor of all the MDY doctors in South Florida, we should all be zoicha to be matzliach beruchnis ubegashmias. Anonymous. In memory of Rav Moshe ben Peretz, first yard site, Chav Zayin Shvat. Zogt the Gemara. Oiship Sasam Pitim Rubois Kshera. Just Ariel, the editor, was concerned that since I'm taking out 3 minutes of sponsorships, I'm going to go overboard. I'm going to think that I can finish shir at 8:10, and then he's going to have to add all of this another 3 minutes, and we're going to ruin the shir. The shir is going to be so you have to be ready. Menachos, it's going to be good. You're going to remind me. You're going to do the 10-minute warning. Oh, it's taka. I'm thinking we have time. We don't. Ask the Gemara, there's 2 things in the Mishnah that you didn't do. There's 2 things in the Mishnah you didn't do. You didn't break the mincha at all, and you broke it to large pieces. If you didn't do it at all, it's kosher. If you do it into large pieces, what's the problem? Why shouldn't it be kosher? Says the Gemara, one teretz says, you did too many. So, just as I'm not exactly sure if this is 100%, but let's just say, for argument's sake, there's a Mishnah later on, I didn't look it up, in the tzaddiks. So we're talking about in 2 months from now, we'll get there. You take the mincha, it's like a lafa, you fold it in half, and then you fold it again. Okay, let's just say that's what the Gemara says. And then you open it up, and you have these lines on it. So then you cut it on the lines. You go like this, like that, and on the line. So let's say these are the 4 pieces, or whatever, how many pieces you come out. So this is the size. He went, and he only did 2 of these. Merubos means instead of doing 4, he did 2 large pieces. It's like this size. Instead of splitting it, he put it together. Okay, that's the problem. So one shot is shiriba. He did many small ones. Now instead of 4 pieces, he cut it in half. Now he has 8. Whatever, 8, 16, whatever. Lo mishaneh. That's too many. No, it means it's very large pieces. So what's the problem? You said he didn't do it at all. It's okay. So if he made large pieces, what's the problem? When you don't do it at all, you have the mincha, you have the challah in front of you. You can't come home and tell your wife, oh, I bought challahs for Shabbos, broken into 3 pieces. That's not a challah. It's not the loy Torah's chalasika, the loy Torah's psitimika. Your mamish kirech mekan mekan. You didn't do the halacha of breaking into certain size parts, and you don't have a large challah. You have a broken challah. So I think that it's not good. Nishtahin nishta'er, v'loy Torah's psitimika. Kamash Malon. I have a friend, a very good friend. He watches the shir. As many times as I tell him, because he doesn't speak Yiddish, as an American, nishtahin and nishtahin, like hello, nishtahin and nishtaher. Okay, nishtahin and nishtaher. Can you get it? What?
He's a good friend of yours?
Very good friend of mine. He was until I said this now. Leibim Astis and the Loiker Rebbe Shimon. I'm not going to say his name, but let's just say it rhymes with Polam. Louis Polam. I'm not going to say his whole name.
He works in the Ink.
He works in the Ink. I'm not going to say his name, Barabim. Oh. He's not up now. Leibim Astis and the Loiker Rebbe Shimon. This Sanya Rebbe Shimon Oimer. Oh, this is beautiful. Rabbi Yisai. Maybe our mission doesn't go like Rebbe Shimon. By Yochai. Kol koyin, what does Reb Shimon Bar Yochai say? Kol koyin, this is Reb Shimon Oimer. Kol koyin sheina moida ba'avoida ein lechelik b'kuno. If a koyin doesn't admit the Rebbeinu Shalom said that a koyin should do the avodah in the Beis Hamikdash, shenemar, he doesn't get ein lechelik b'kuno. He doesn't get a part of the kuna. It's interesting. It seems like I saw in the Sfarim it says, let's say he doesn't admit to tefillin. He doesn't admit. I don't agree there's such a thing called tefillin. Then he would get a portion. He's koifer b'davar echad, he's mumel b'davar echad. No. But if he doesn't believe in the avodah, so he doesn't deserve from the avodah. The point is, you can't be a hypocrite. You can't say, oh, I want a part of this mincha when you don't even believe in some of the things that you're supposed to do in the avodah. Shenemar, hamakriv is dam hashlamim, v'sachel b'nei Aaron loisias shoy kayom in lemon. He should get it. Only the person that's makriv, person that does the avodah. So this is, you learn from here, they have to admit to it. What's beautiful over here, that we're going to see all the avodas of a kohen. How do you know all 15 avodas? What are they? So number one is what we're looking for. And the rest is just freebie. Hayitzikos. Pouring the oil the third time, it says Mefurish over here, the Rishon B'Yochai holds that it's done by a kohen, not a Yisrael. We said that a Yisrael could do it. It says in our Mishnah, meaning that a Yisrael did it and it's kosher. Over here he says that it's an avodah of a kohen. Now we're just going to do the rest for fun. V'ablilois, mixing the mincha. V'apsisois, cutting them into pieces. V'hamelichois, and putting the salt on it. V'atnufois, and waving it in different directions. All tnufas. This could also apply to bikurim and to I don't know what. What else do we do? No, aravis maybe. What? Karbanas, right? Shlamim. We wave a shlam. V'hagashois, and all the things that are needed to be brought to the southwest corner. V'akmitzois, and the kmitzos for the mincha. V'aktoros, and putting the imurim onto the mizbeach. V'amelikois, doing melika of a bird. He says no, it's not proper. It's too painful for the whatever. He argues with this. V'akabolis, and receiving the blood. V'hazois, and sprinkling the blood on the mizbeach. V'hashka soita, and he doesn't believe in you give water to a woman and she's going to explode. I don't believe in that. V'ariva segla, and chopping off degla arufa if they find a dead person in between two cities. V'taharas mitzaira, and making the mitzvah tar, the whole process of putting oil and blood on his finger, on his thumb, and his ear, the whole thing. Unesias kapayim, beautiful pictures of Nesias kapayim. This is Yoshi did bein mibifnim maybe mechutz, whether it's in the Hazara or in a shul. Minayin. What if he doesn't agree to any one of these 15? Talmud loy ma'ariv bnei Aaron, avodah mesur bnei Aaron. All the things that are given to Aaron, the 15. If you don't admit to one, you don't get a part of the kuna. But part of it says over here that Yitzika is only for a kohen and not for Yisrael. What? Oh, you're saying that no, but we said Belila doesn't have to be kohen. No, we said that no. Yeah, but when it came to Belila, we got rid of the kohen in Yisrael. Belila is just the Mishnah saying you don't have to do Belila at all. Belila is mutter at all. We got rid of the kohen in Yisrael. Remember? We started saying bila. At the end of the day, you don't have to do bila at all. It has nothing to do with the kohen of Yisrael. The kohen of Yisrael is only in the Yitzika, and over here you see you need a kohen according to Rishon B'Yochai. Okay. It's not possible to He doesn't get a piece. Huh?
That's what he's asking. How come he doesn't get a
Oh, if you don't have to do it. But he doesn't. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying my own thing. If you don't believe in one of the things, so what if it's not ma'akiv? It's one of the. You're supposed to do it lechatchila. You're supposed to do it lechatchila. It's not ma'akiv, but you have to do it. I don't admit to it. I don't admit that the Torah says it. I'm a kaifer in that. Omer Rav Nachman lo kashya. It's not a question of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. He wasn't referring to what you think. Kam b'minchas kohanim. When it's a mincha of a kohen must do it. Kam b'minchas Yisrael. Our mission is talking about a mincha of Yisrael that a kohen doesn't have to do. Minchas Yisrael the bas kmitzihi. We know that the kohen's mincha goes directly on the mizbeach. Oh, what is this? Breaking into 4 pieces? Okay. Look at this pasuk over here. The kohenim's job starts from kmitza on. So everything before kmitza, the whole list we saw, pouring this oil, that oil, adding the flour, that Yisrael could do, says the Gemara. All this comes before the kmitza. The pouring the oil, kneading it, shiksheri bizarre. But when it comes to the mincha of the kohen, where there is no kmitza, it goes directly on the mizbeach. So this whole pasuk doesn't apply to a kohen. So the entire thing must be done by a kohen. Mikar by a kohen, the whole thing is a kohen and not a Yisrael. And that's what Reb Shimon Bar Yochai was talking about. It doesn't make sense what you're saying. How do you even know that a mincha of a kohen? How do you know that you have to pour oil for the 3rd time? I got that from the regular mincha of a Yisrael. So just like a Yisrael's mincha is good by Yisrael, so to a kohen's mincha should be good by Yisrael. And some say slightly different. Like kash, we're not making enough community between a Yisrael's mincha and a kohen's mincha. Rather, we're talking about the mincha that you can do kmitza to and the mincha you don't do kmitza to. All the kohen's menachos you don't do kmitza to because it goes directly on the mizbeach. And Reb Shimon said on those that you don't do kmitza, those are the ones you need a kohen from beginning to end. Same question. Where did I learn one from? I learned the non-nikmats from the nikmats. And therefore, why does Reb Shimon say that you need a kohen? You should be able to do it with the Yisrael. We learn one from the other. Finally, you should know the mission does not go like Reb Shimon by Yochai. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.